So I was watching the Practical Jokers the other day.
Okay.
All right, and we all know Practical Jokers, right?
Yeah.
So there was like Sal. Sal got a call, right? Sal got a call, and they were like, just be like super emotional, and he's like, really? Like right now? You gonna tell me that? Okay, all right. And he like hangs up, and the woman sitting in the room, they were like, she was like, what's wrong? And he's like, it's raining, and I don't have an umbrella. And here you are, you have an umbrella.
I do have an
And you
umbrella.
have a story about this umbrella.
I do.
So let's hear about this umbrella. Did you steal it from someone?
No. So my current girlfriend and her family, very close. Her grandfather is 96, I believe. And he pretty much moved out of his house last year to move into an old person home, I guess you could say, something where you're just like assistant living. And her mother said, hey, Zach, you know, you can go through the closet, and because we know you like fashion, you can go through the closet and pick whatever you want. And this umbrella was in a case. I actually had left the case at home because I didn't need the case today because I was going to use it because it's raining outside right now. And I think I had it for 2-3 months before I actually used it. And one time I was shooting content and I used it and I popped it open and I saw I saw this tag that said Christian, and the tag was on the inside of the umbrella and it said Christian, and I said, what are the odds that I'm gonna flip this and it says Dior? And I flipped it and it said Dior.
Oh, no shit.
And it's Christian Dior. So I looked it up and it's an umbrella from the 80s. It is classified as a female umbrella. It is a female umbrella, Christian Dior from the 80s. It is one that dude no longer make. It is vintage and current time. Well, back then it was sold for $800.
Wow.
And current time right now, this umbrella is worth $2,500. This umbrella, right
Dude,
here.
keep that shit at home, bro. Don't be bringing that out here.
Nah, listen. I'm a man that, like, I never had designer growing up, so like I have a few designer pieces and a few, like, you know, high brand stuff, like the Fear of God hoodie I'm wearing. So like when I go out and do business stuff, I like to have that shit on.
I respect.
You know what I mean?
I respect
It's just
that.
it's not like to flex for anybody else because I'm really not the type of person that flexes. Obviously, like we've known each other now for like an hour and a half, so you can tell that that's not how I am.
That's funny. We know each other now for an hour and a half.
But it's like let's like for me, it's just like a validation for myself. You know what I mean?
What's the word I'm looking for? Feel good, play good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's
for
how it's
sure.
got to be, bro. I get it. You know,
Yeah.
I've gone to shows and I'm like, nah, we got to dress looking fly shit because you know you don't want to look like no scrub. You know?
Yeah, I'm a big believer of, like aura. Like, and I think being an artist, you have to have an aura. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like when you're an artist, you have to walk into the room and somebody knows that an artist just walked in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't ever want to walk into a studio and they're like, oh, you're the artist. You get what I'm saying?
I get it. No, I get it. Exactly.
It's that type of vibe. So
having an aura, and the aura here is tea time. So everyone,
baby.
welcome to tea time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea. I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, here with
Sponsor them.
Exposed Toxic. Okay, we just had a fantastic podcast. Time for tea time. Cheers, my friend.
yo, Arizona, why are you not sponsoring him?
Mira, ¿por qué? Why? Here we go. For the people.
Oh God, mine's a little bit more difficult than I was expecting. Okay, I got it.
There we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
My favorite question to ask people is, where does that Arizona take you back to? What memory in your life?
This community pool when I was
Really?
a kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up with this pool? Vince is over here cracking up. It must be talking about this pool.
No, I think he just thinks it's funny because he don't actually know what I'm talking about. I think he just finds it random. 'Cause I just sometimes say random shit. But I used to have this pool I would go to when I was a little kid. It was like $5 to get in. And I would like scrape up like change to get in. And my buddy that lived like a block down in the city I grew up in, he would always be like, my mom's taking me to the pool. It was literally every day. So I'd be like, yo, can I go to the pool with you? Can I go to the pool with you? So I would like scavenge up my change and go. And I always had enough after my $5 to get only an Arizona tea. So,
That's rich, bro. That's called living right there.
yeah.
No, I love that, man, because that's a great story. You know, everyone has their own story as to where it brings them back to. Half and half was your go-to flavor. That's what you requested.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. So that's the way it is, man. Arizona for me, it's just one of those things, man. It brings me back to simpler times, you know. But back to this umbrella. All right, back to this umbrella. Tea times where we shoot the shit. We have some fun, guys. Right. I'm gonna tell you guys something about me. Okay. a lot of the times we all have intrusive thoughts, but a lot of the times my intrusive thought is very simple, and it's fucking don't ever. All right, listen, disclaimer: don't ever walk in front of me in stairs. Like if we're going upstairs, don't walk in front of me. Why? Why? Could you imagine why I'm going to one?
Yeah,
brother
no, I
here?
know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, bro. I have this.
You want to say it though?
Yes. Actually, no. Let's hear what you got to say.
You don't want somebody to rip ass in front of
No, no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That is bad. But no, my intrusive thought. If someone's walking in front of me on the fucking stairs, bro, every single time I'm staring at their ankles.
you. Okay.
I'm staring at their ankles, right? And why? I'm looking at the umbrella. May I see that umbrella real quick?
You may.
This is the perfect size of someone's ankle.
Okay.
Pull their
Okay,
ankle out,
okay,
bro.
okay.
It's one of those things that I just tend to do, and every now and then the intrusive thoughts do win.
Mischievous.
They do win, bro. I'll be walking, someone will be walking in front of me, and I'm just like, I could really ruin your day right now, man. so sometimes I do. I like pull it, but I like hold them up. I haven't had anyone eat shit yet, but you know, it's just one of those things, bro. One of those things. It brings me back to those classic TV shows.
Yeah.
You know, classic TV shows. They don't make them like they used to.
I have a real fucked up intrusive thought.
Oh.
Sometimes I never could take action on it because I understand the consequences of it. But sometimes when I'm just driving, I'm like, yo, I really just want to drive this bitch into a wall and see what happens. You feel me? But it's not on like no like death thing. It's just like I really just want to go as fast as I can into this wall.
Yeah, last week he called me and he basically said the exact same thing. He said, I just have that intrusive thought like, yo, what just happens if I just ram this fucking car into a wall right now?
Every now and then, all right. So I think we all have those intrusive thoughts when you're in a vehicle and you're moving, as in like, oh, what would happen if I ran into the car right now? One of mine is, you know, I just want to like,
Yeah.
I want to test my traction control. See how good it is. You know, pull the e-brake as you're going around the corner. You know what I mean? Like just doing shit like that. But they don't make them cars like they used to no more, bro. My e-brake is a fucking little lever switch. You know, I'm like, how do you like you can't make it look cool, bro. You just gotta, hey, hold on. And then you gotta fucking push the button back down. Like that's crazy.
Got you.
Absolutely insane, man. Intrusive thoughts. Vince, do you have any intrusive thoughts? You're in the room right now. What do you got?
A lot.
A lot. Give me your top one. Give me one that you battle all the time. You're like, damn, bro, should I do it?
Kind of like yours with the ankle, but
Yeah.
going downstairs where I can just kick him in the back.
Kick him in the back. Would you rather your ankle being pulled or getting kicked in the back? Ooh, I have a question. Go
Like
ahead.
going downstairs,
Yeah.
like kick the back. I much rather have my ankle pulled out because I'm not going to roll down the stairs.
Fuck
because
yeah,
of
bro.
gravity and
You're
then
trying to
kick
kill people.
them. Yeah,
I'm just
it's not so much want to kill. I just want to see like I want to see how badly I can fuck them up.
Here, pick the microphone up a little bit. You're drifting a
Got
little bit.
But yeah, no, that's what I really want to do.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I'd rather pull someone's ankle. I'm just trying to like, you know, maybe tear your ACL. I'm not trying to fucking make you eat some shit and just keep tumbling down the stairs, bro.
No, obviously, it's not like at the top of the stairs. I don't know. It's more like halfway. I'm like, oh, it won't be severe injury,
Yeah.
but
Just a little haha, not so
yeah,
bad.
they might have
right?
a broken rib or two.
Oh my god. All right, ready? Here's the question of the hour, guys. I'm gonna ask the room the question here because I saw it on the internet. I thought it was fucking genius. I'm like, that's a great question. Would you rather fight an orangutan once a year with a sword, or fight a chicken every time you get in the car?
Who has the sword? I have the sword.
You have the sword.
Oh, I'm gonna fight the orangutan
Once a year. That's your monthly.
once a year.
That's
yeah.
your monthly subscription to life.
Yeah.
to
I'm
live
gonna go
on.
with the chicken because I'll just grab the bitch by the neck and throw it out the window.
Every time you get
Every
in the car?
time. I don't care.
Okay.
Bro, imagine you're like, bro.
As long as it
before we
doesn't
came
fuck up
here-
my car.
Bro, before we came here, we stopped at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? We were in McDonald's for what, 20 minutes? So
Yeah.
imagine you just hopped out of the car and then,
Oh, I'll be so used to it at the point, you'll be fine.
bro, it's just going to be like, yep, you're out of here.
Yep, that's really about it.
My one
Okay,
friend was
alright.
like, I'll do the chicken because, I mean, look, I don't have to worry about the price of chicken no more. bro.
Yeah.
Be done
Okay.
with the chicken all the
I
time.
think I'm going to do the orangutan because something about the chicken thing I get annoyed easily. You feel me? Like, I get super annoyed easily. Then you're going to start finding eggs around your freaking car and shit.
Hey, he
in
never
your
specified
car.
what kind of egg,
But
what
listen,
kind of chicken
like,
it was.
okay, but it's a chicken. Chickens have to use the bathroom.
Yeah, but no one says how long they have to be in there. All of a sudden, they can just appear
Well,
when you
I'm
open
just
the door.
I'm just assuming that you know the chicken lives in your car and is gonna live in there until you hop back
What my
into the car.
well, my main question is who's the motherfucker that's putting the chicken in my car?
It's just a respawn.
It's just,
It's a respawn
exactly,
point?
It's a respawn. That's all it is. All right, day's over. Once midnight resets, it's gonna go right back in there. Yeah, no, I'm definitely. I'm thinking about the orangutan, right? I'm thinking about the setting. I'm thinking about how I got there. Where am I? Am I in the jungle every time I find this orangutan, or am I in New York City? You know, like where am I when I'm doing this? You know, you think about the chicken. You think about Peter Griffin. You know, like is it going to be a Peter Griffin type of life where you're fighting a chicken every day of your life, or would you rather? I want to fight that orangutan. Like, what if it's so dope that I get fucking helicoptered into the fucking jungle, and it's like, you know,
Oh, you got a sword. Come on now.
hey, come
You got
on,
a sword.
I'll be all
If
right.
the sword wasn't there and it was just like, hey, you got to fight orangutan bare fist or the chicken, I'm going to pick the chicken. But the fact that you threw the sword in there, like, bro, what? I'm using this sword. Like, even though I might have to run for my life for a little bit, once I catch that orangutan on
Catch him slipping.
one false move, it's all done.
Worries me the power of the orangutans.
And
bro.
you know, like it's just like that barbarian feel. It's like once you finally had that slash in the blood, hit the blood squirting all over you. It's like, oh, you know what I mean?
Fucking insane, bro. Fucking insane. I'll be chopping my way through the woods, being like, where the fuck is this thing, bro? Where is this? With a katana. I think that would be pretty cool. So
Exactly,
we got
bro.
chicken, orangutan.
Yeah.
I'm fighting the orangutan. What are you fighting? Are you fighting the orangutan or are you fighting the chicken? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below because I'm fighting the
I just think the
orangutan.
chicken will be easier.
I think it would just be annoying.
Sounds like
Yeah, I'm much
sounds
rather
like
have
a-
something annoying than something I have to spend hours on doing when I can just literally just grab it by the neck and throw it out my door.
Sounds like you're a wimp.
I am a wimp.
Growing up, someone had told me, he said, it was a buddy of mine, he had an uncle, and he's like, yeah, my uncle's fucking crazy. I'm like, word? He's like, yeah, he killed a deer with a fucking mug in his bare hands. I'm like, a mug?
fuck?
Like a mug? I'm like, how'd he do that? He's like, well, he put the mug over the deer's snout and, wrangled it down. And I'm like, wow, that's fucking insane. And I do believe that story. I do believe that he actually did it because that guy was actually pretty crazy. So you guys think you could do that?
No, I'm actually like, even though I was saying like the barbarian thing, I'm actually like very emotional when it comes to
Oh, yeah.
animals.
Same. I accidentally shot a bird when I was little with a pellet gun, and I cried for like 4 hours.
Because I'm a big
I
believer.
can't do it.
I'm a big believer that like this is their planet and we destroyed it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I saw this interesting little reel or something that someone made, and it was basically humans as animals and animals as humans. So these animals, it was all in animation. These animals would be in big buildings and wearing suits and have their suitcases and everything like that. And the humans would be the animals within the zoos or whatever. And it's so when you put it that way, when you actually see it, and they had one animation where humans are running for their lives as trees are getting chopped down by an orangutan inside of a bulldozer. So when you put it in that perspective, yeah, it is actually really disturbing. And yeah, they were here first, and we're destroying their land, man.
Yeah, put it this way. I'm so sensitive of like animals that like we live in Pennsylvania. So and you live in the mountains. So I guarantee this is a very more common in your area than it is in mine. But I have a lot of deer in my area.
Oh my god.
And I think it is, and part of my language, but I think it's so fucked up the way that they have the highway set up of these little small guardrails, thinking that that's going to prevent things from coming onto the highway. Like you should have walls up, like 6 feet tall walls. Like I hate driving down the road and there's a dead deer sitting on the road. Like put it this way, like 2 years ago, I was coming home from Lancaster and I was coming down this highway and this car in front of me, like a good amount of time, but like far further ahead of me, I watched the car hit a deer. And I watched the deer go to the side of the road and was just struggling to stay alive. He was like, and he was crying. You could hear the noise, bro. I promise you that I almost pulled over. I couldn't pull myself to pull over because I know the type of person I am. I would have cried on the side of the fucking highway. Like it shattered my heart that I didn't even stop. But I was like, I know what's gonna happen if I do stop, and I know what's gonna happen if I don't stop. Which one can I handle more? And I was like, I'm just got to keep driving. So, yeah, nah. As much as I talk about slashing an orangutan with a sword, I actually, if it came down to it, I wouldn't be able to do that.
I think if you were, and it's very interesting you say that. I'm reading a book. I'm like on the last 2 chapters. It's called Stillness is the Key. And the chapter that I'm reading is called Act of Bravery. And while they were, opening the chapter up, they were talking. It's a fictional story of a lawyer who was coming back home after being with his mistress, and he heard a splash inside the water and a woman scream, and that woman ended up committing suicide. And he always thought to himself like, damn, like what if because he heard the noise, he heard the splash, and he kept going. And for his life, it haunted him. Like, what if I stopped and turned around and acted brave, and I could have helped that woman and saved her? Same thing with a deer. It's an act of bravery. Which act are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to be there? And because if you look at it in this perspective, as silly as it sounds, I'm sure that deer would have appreciated the shit out of just being with someone comforting in its final moments. But rather it unfortunately had a sad demise, a lonely demise. But it's just an act of bravery to turn around, even when things are tough, to try to help whatever it is, whether it be human and animal or, an inanimate object. It's important, and it's an act of bravery.
That book that you were just saying, I literally have a scenario that I relate to in that 100%. But if we don't have to talk about that during tea time, if you don't want, we can keep the positive vibes rolling.
Actually,
we can talk about it off camera. Unless you want me to say it, I will say it.
If you want to,
it is very sad.
It's actually going to be our last talking point. So if you want to, I think we could just keep it going. Tea time isn't always pleasant. There are times where we are vulnerable on tea time. Yes.
Okay, so my stepdad, we're talking the year 2017. It was February 21st, 2017. My stepdad was in a mode where he was becoming real addicted to opioids and painkillers because he had a back surgery that went south. He was in the process of suing the doctor that actually did the surgery, because he actually did the surgery not the best of his ability, and actually ended up destroying his back more. That plays a role because that's what made him addicted to opioids and drugs. And he was fighting his battle for about 6 months, and a week before February 21st, I looked at my mom and I just had this intuition. I said, Mom, you got to get him help or he's going to kill himself. I was like, I know he is. I feel it. It's going to happen. She was telling me, no, that I don't think it'll ever get to that point. So February 21st comes around, and I'm getting ready for my day. I'm showering, and he comes in to use the bathroom while I'm in the shower. He was like, yo, I got to use the bathroom really quick. Can I come in? I said, yeah, whatever. The curtain's closed. So I'm taking a shower. He comes in. He said, hey, it's just you and me here tonight for dinner alone. Like, did you want to order pizza or something? And I said, actually, I'm going to Danielle's house, who is my current girlfriend. And I said, no, I'm going to Danielle's house to have dinner with her family. Sorry, I guess you're here tonight by yourself. And that was the last thing I said to him. And here's where it gets wild. When I left, while I was in the shower, I had this gut feeling. I kind of just ignored it. When I left, my room was on the first floor. His room was on the second floor. My mom and his room was on the second floor. The TV was blaring. I remember I stood at the bottom of the stairs. And in my mind, I will remember this to the day I died. Something in my gut said, Zach, go upstairs. Something's not right. Go upstairs and talk to him. I was like, because this will be the last time that you see him. Like, something in my gut was telling me that. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, no, like, what, Zach, you're tripping. Like, what are you saying? Like, that's not going to happen. And I was like pushing those intuitions of the message that God was trying to relay to me. I was ignoring it and I was pushing it away. So I left. I didn't say a thing. You know what's crazy? 20 minutes to 30 minutes later, my mom called me. And she said, I just found Scott. His name was Scott. She said, I just found Scott upstairs in the room. He's dead. And I live with that because I don't hold a grudge on it as much anymore, because I've learned that what am I doing holding a grudge to myself? But I think about, what if I actually listened to that message that God was trying to give me? Would he still be here? And how would life be if he still was here? Would I be where I'm at? You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing for me that I struggled with around that time was the fact that my mom had to find the love of her life dead, when I wish that it was me that found him dead, because I would have been able to handle that better than her. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that story you just said about that book, that's 100% literally that, pretty much that story, honestly. So yeah, no, when you said that, I related to that 100%, and I never shared that with anybody. So you're the first podcast that's ever heard that.
An hour and a half of knowing me.
Yeah, never shared that story with anybody, but you sharing that book just reminded me of honestly, I related to that book 100%.
Well, I thank you for sharing that with me, man. You know, tea time isn't always the brightest time of the show. You know, there's a vulnerability that comes to it. You know, whether I get vulnerable, it's what needs to be heard, man. And this is like what tea time's all about. It's just extra bonus content, whether it be silly, whether it be fun, whether it be real. You know, that's what we do it here for. So, we're gonna cheers to Scott. We're gonna cheers to Scott. May he rest in peace. And thank you all for watching Tea Time. Not brought to you by, but inspired by Arizona Iced Tea.
Yeah, give this man a sponsor already. Stop playing around.
We thank you all for watching. I am the man in the middle, Kevin Martinez, joined by Exposed Toxic, all the way from York, Pennsylvania. Thank you for coming out, bro. We'll catch you all next week. Peace.
Peace.